Good to see you all. Some familiar faces and returning folks haven't seen in 3 centuries or so. Something like that, right? So we'll begin in mountain pose. So just go ahead and make your way up to the top of your mat, maybe leaving some room between your toes and the front edge of your mat. Your feet about hip distance apart, toes pointing forward, really just to establish a strong foundation for yourself as we begin our practice. A sense of centering and balance, mainly connection, arriving here. And as you feel yourself settling into the space, tune into breath. Start to focus on your breathing. Aware of each inhale, aware of each exhale. A reminder that breath is the foundation of our practice. Helps us to be here in the moment, being still and silent, connecting. And soon breath will help guide us and move us through our practice today. And our focus today is on balance. We're taking the balance challenge today. As you inhale, just feel breath rising upward to fill your lungs. And a slow and controlled exhale, drawing navel inward towards your spine. Just bringing more awareness to the breath and how your body is responding to your breath. Again, an inhale to feel the lengthening through your spine, filling up your heart space, the expansion of your lungs. And a slow and controlled exhale, again drawing navel inward towards your spine, engaging the abdominal lock. That light contraction of your abdominal muscles. And just take 3 more breaths like this as we prepare our bodies to move. When you're ready, inhale and extend your arms into the air. Just reach all the way up. Just treat it like a nice stretch. And exhale, let's fold forward, so a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to as you make your way downward, perhaps touching your toes or just landing at your shins. Then inhale, slide your hands up the legs a bit to help extend your spine. Feel like you're coming forward. Then exhale, let's melt right back down to a forward fold. Let's hold here for a moment, a few breaths perhaps, just so you can start to feel that stretch sensation down through the backs of your legs. Since we're going to be working with balance today, part of our work will be on hamstrings. And so we want to get some good length and strength in the legs. Yeah, feel free to hold in stillness here in forward fold or add some motion. There might be a little sway of the upper body. Yeah, some rolling of the shoulders, the gentle shake of your head. Of course, breath. Let's return to standing. So first, shift your weight back into your heels, bend your knees, feel like you're going to sit down into a low chair. Look forward to extend your spine, take your arms out to the side and rise up, reaching to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart or down by your side, either one. Just pause for a moment. Just take a breath. Let's just repeat that same sequence, just making it flow, going at your own pace. Yes. Inhale, reaching all the way up, a nice lengthening through the sides of your body. Exhale, let's fold forward. Again, a good hinge from hips, soft knees, guide your way down. Inhale, rise up halfway, long, flat back like a table. There you go. Exhale, back down we go, forward fold, just a brief pause, a complete release perhaps. And then a weight shift back into your heels, bend your knees. We'll inhale and reverse the swan dive. Come all the way back up. Reach a bit higher as you're able. Exhale, hands to heart or down by your side. Let's hold here for a moment. Just continue to create that connection with breath and body, that centering and balance in mountain pose. Let's continue our sun salutation. When you're ready, inhale, float the arms back up into the air. And exhale, swan dive forward, making your way down. Inhale, extend through the spine, allowing the crown of your head to lead you forward. Exhale, fold and bend. Bend your knees quite a bit. So you can place your hands on your mat in front of your feet. Walk or step or even hop both feet back into plank pose. And just draw that strong straight line in your body here from head to heel. Breathe in. When you exhale, bend your knees a little, send your hips into the sky, moving into downward facing dog. Then you may need to adjust your feet, so just step into place, maybe adjust your hands as you need to, as you settle into downward facing dog. Let's take another full breath in, fill up your lungs. And exhale, draw navel inward towards spine. Bend your knees, walk, step, or hop both feet back up to the top of your mat to forward fold. Inhale, extend and lengthen through your spine, upper body. Exhale, fold again. Weight shift into your heels, bend your knees. Inhale, let's reverse swan dive. Come all the way up. Reach high. This exhale, take chair pose or a chair-like position. Little weight shift into the heels. Toes might lift here, so maybe you can tap your toes, just check in with that. Extension out through your arms, good. So this is one of those balancing poses, chair pose. Let's breathe in, and exhale, we'll dive out of the seat, back down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening through the spine, long flat back. Exhale, fold all the way down so you can place your hands on your mat. Walk, step, or hop both feet back into plank pose. Let's pause here for a moment. Again, you're welcome to move right into downward facing dog from here, or with an exhale, bend elbows and lower your way down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Finishing the push-up, you can always bring knees to the floor first, then chest. Inhale to a back bend. It might be a cobra, it could be upward facing dog or sphinx. And exhale, downward facing dog, just onto your toes, feeling your hips. Yeah, just float right up into the air. Take your time. Let's continue with an inhale to extend right leg up behind you, reaching for the wall. Let's hold for a moment so you can continue to feel that good extension, reaching back. Inhale again, then exhale. Let's step right foot up to the top of the mat. Once you've landed, turn left heel to the floor behind you. Put a little weight in that back foot, extending through the torso, long spine, hinging from hips. There you go. Rising up, reaching into the air. And exhale, we'll just hinge and fold. Just make your way back down. Plant your hands and slide right foot back into plank pose. Again, you can do that same shortcut to down dog or complete a vinyasa or a flow. Maybe chaturanga into an up dog or cobra pose. Then exhale, yes, downward facing dog. You can always switch that up every time we get to that segment of the sequence. Then when you're ready, an inhale to extend left leg up and back, reaching into the air. Hold there as you exhale. Getting a little longer, another breath perhaps in the posture. Good. Inhale. And your exhale to step left foot now to the top of the mat. Once landed, right heel turns to the floor. Find that connection. Extended spine and inhale to hinge from hips, rising up. Good energy in the arms, reaching high. Exhale, fold. Let's come back down. Plant the hands into the mat. Slide left foot back, plank pose. And again, just complete your series. We'll meet up together in downward facing dog. Here you'll gently set your knees on the floor. Sit back into hero. Just briefly here to get off the hands and then sit off to the side so you can swing the legs around to the front. Before we lie down, let's take staff pose. So just sit, straight legs out in front, maybe flex the feet here. Just to energize the legs, hands on the floor by your hips, and just press into the floor just to help extend the spine so you can feel the lengthening of the upper body, and maybe a little roll of the shoulders back, and as you're able, squeezing shoulder blades together. Good. Nice long neck. Okay. Chin in a good place, facing forward. Good. Flexed feet. So it's an energetic pose. Dandasana is the name of the posture, or staff pose. We're going to inhale and extend the arms up into the air from here. Exhale, just lower your hands forward down to your legs. We're going to inhale, just sit up a little taller as you're able. Exhale, maybe step down the legs. hinging at the hips and creating a little angle in the upper body. Now you can stay just like this, or maybe go a little bit further. But since we're still warming up, you don't have to go too far, okay? So really just starting to, again, creating more stretch in the legs, lengthened spine, deep breaths. 3 more breaths. After the 3rd breath, just extend your arms forward, reaching outward, and inhale. Let's hinge back up, reaching into the sky. Exhale, just bring your hands back down to the floor. Soften the body here. And if you're not, just scoot so you're sitting in the center of your mat, and go ahead and roll down onto your back. And just draw your knees into chest. Feel free to move here, a little massage for your back body. Maybe some movement in your feet. Maybe circle the ankles, flex the feet, point your toes. Again, we'll be doing some balancing work, and that certainly requires some strength in the feet as well as the legs. Let's get set up for bridge. So go ahead and set your feet onto the floor. Knees stay bent, of course. Inhale to fill up your lungs. Exhale to empty your belly, nice core engagement, and then just float your hips up into the air. Feel free to adjust your feet if you need to, and even your arms. Maybe you'll get your arms and shoulders a bit underneath you if you'd like. So you feel like you can really root down into the floor with the backs of your arms, backs of your shoulders. You can even bend your arms at 90 degrees, and that too might help the stabilized upper body. Very active pose, just like staff pose is a very active pose. It seems simple enough, staff pose, because you're just sitting, but it's very active, and this certainly adds more sensation to the whole front side of the body. Let's take 2 more breaths. And after that 2nd breath, just wiggle your toes forward a little bit, extend your arms straight up into the air, just making space so we can roll our way back down to the ground. Once you've landed, let's go ahead and draw knees to chest. And exhale when you're ready to rock your way up to seated, so we can come to boat pose, Navasana. You might do this with the feet lifted. You can certainly do this with feet on the ground if you want. Okay. Knees can be bent. You can even straighten the legs a little or a lot. Okay. Do activate the feet. I usually flex my feet, but you can certainly point your toes or do a little of both. Holding onto the legs might help you to establish that lengthened spine. Okay, kind of think of this like that staff pose where we pushed into the floor to get nice and long through the spine. Okay, let's breathe in. And our exhale, let's cross legs, hands in front or to the side, so you can swing the feet back behind you, step or hop back, plank pose. Strong straight line for a moment. Let's take another shortcut to down dog, so just bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air. All right, let's flow. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you, reaching long. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Back to our warrior 1, so left heel will turn to the floor. Do feel that grounding, then rise. Take your time with that every time. Reaching up. Exhale, opening to your warrior 2. Yes, and here you might find yourself adjusting the feet underneath you. Good balance, nice lunge sensation. Getting strong in the legs, yeah. Good extension out through the arms, feel tall through the torso. Let's reach out a bit, angled upper body. There it is, we're going into side angle pose. We're just rotating the arms. Right hand reaching towards the floor, or even low enough to touch the floor if you want. Or staying much higher as you like. Your arm or even your hand could be on your thigh. Okay. Left hand reaching into the air. Add movement to that if you want. Reaching maybe over your head towards the front of the room. Deep breaths, just holding this a little bit longer. Just challenging kind of the leg strength here and stability. Let's breathe in, good job. Exhale, let's carefully turn and fold, hands back down to the mat, step back into plank pose. Just hold plank for a moment. That strong straight line. And then a shortcut to down dog, soft knees, hips into the air. Stepping into place. Then our lunge flow. Inhale, extend left leg up, reaching back. Exhale, left foot stepping now up to the top of the mat in your left hand. Right heel will turn to the floor. There you go. Find that balance, rising high. And your exhale to open up to a warrior two. That's it. Yep, maybe a little bit more distance between the feet if you'd like. Adjusting for balance. There's our warrior two. As we transition into a side angle, reaching forward, angled upper body, rotating the arms, reach high, reach low. Stay high or stay low, whatever you'd like to do, or somewhere in between. Good extensions, good opening through the whole front side of the body. Okay, not so much like a back bend, but just the expansion of the torso, your hips. Okay, let's breathe in. And exhale, we'll turn, fold, hands back down to the mat, step back, plank pose. You're welcome to take another shortcut to down dog or complete the series with Chaturanga Dandasana, four-limbed staff pose. Inhale, upward facing dog, or keep it low if you'd like. Exhale, downward facing dog. Once there, take a nice full breath in. Your exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet. Inhale, lengthening through your spine with a fold here on the exhale. Let's inhale to reverse the swan dive. Come all the way up, getting very tall, reaching into the air. And exhale, you can bring your arms to your side. That's it. Good. All righty. Okay. So balance. Let's go into our tree pose. I like to use tree pose as kind of that setup for some other balancing postures. So when you're ready, start shifting weight over into your right foot. Just feel it root strongly into the ground. Feel nice and tall as you inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, draw belly in. That's our core connection. There it is. And we'll float the left foot up, maybe flexed foot here. And we'll swing the knee out to the side. Even at an angle is fine, just to get that hip opener. And placing foot on the inside of the standing leg. You can always bring toes to the floor if you needed to, or rest it here just below the knee, or certainly above the knee on inner thigh. Then an inhale to extend your arms into the air. Exhale, connect. Okay, there it is. Finding something to focus on out in front of you or down low. You might need to find something on the ground to focus on. Good reaching, good breathing. All right, keep your arms extended. We'll swing the left knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. See if you can hold that for a quick second right there. Now we'll plant the foot, bring your arms back down, return to balance on 2 feet. Even stretch out the feet and legs, even your upper body, shoulders and arms. Good. Getting set up for the other side. So find your mountain pose first, feeling that balance on 2 feet. Start shifting weight over into left foot. Press. Feel tall and lengthened. Up top, core centered control. And we'll float the right foot up. Swing it out. And place it on the inside, high, medium, or low, using the ground if you need to. Okay. When you're ready, inhale. Let's sweep the arms out and up into the air. Once they are up, a little extra lift or reach upward. So you feel like your torso is lengthening even more, helping your torso to rise a bit up out of the pelvic bowl. And then we lock it with that exhale, navel to spine. Drishti is that focus forward or slightly downward. Excellent. Okay, let's keep the arms extended. We'll swing the right knee forward, lifting knee with the flexed foot. Hold. You've got it. Plant the foot. Relax the arms. Walk it out. Stretch it out. Okay. We're going to get to a pose. I'm going to say this here, but I'm going to repeat it later. I just want to say it here because I always forget to say it later. We're going to move it. One of the poses that we're going to be doing is half moon pose. And I'll quickly get into it. You can relax. Okay, so half moon will look something like this, okay? And so in doing that, your whatever foot's on the floor, ideally, yes, the toes and everything will be pointing forward as you're kind of opening up sideways. Very much, or not too different from like a warrior two, okay? We just happen to be balancing on that leg. Okay, balancing on that foot. But because of the opening of the hips in that particular posture, a trick, and this is something I really learned not too long ago, which makes sense, and I think it's an okay little trick to use. Rather than trying to keep your toes pointing forward, you might need to turn your foot, which actually turns your whole leg, inward a little bit, okay? Which kind of closes things so you don't feel like you have to really pull and stretch, open to get the hips open, okay? Now my right leg and hip happen to be flexible, so I can open up here, but what I'm saying here is that this foot on the floor can actually turn inward, the whole leg turns in, and it just guides and helps the body to open up, okay? Just want to say that there. All right, let's start in mountain pose and just go through another flow here. Here we go. Inhale, reaching into the sky. And exhale, swan dive forward. Making our way back down towards toes. Inhale, lengthening halfway up or just a good extended spine. Exhale, fold and bend, hands to the floor. Hop, step, or walk both feet back into plank pose. Come down if you'd like, Chaturanga Dandasana. We're just going to go through a flow here. Inhale, upward facing dog. And certainly go at your own pace. Exhale into downward facing dog. Whenever you're ready, an inhale to extend right leg up, reaching back. Find that back wall. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Warrior one. Left heel turns to the floor, rising up. Exhale, opening into warrior two. Let's hold there for a moment. Now, I might give fast instruction. Doesn't mean you have to go fast, okay? Yes, okay. Good. You can even check in with your front foot here, your right foot. Hey, your toes, knee, they're pointing forward. This is going to help open up the inner leg there, okay, which assists in that half moon, okay? But know when we get to that posture, that whole leg and foot can turn inward. Let's take side angle, reach out, rotate the arms. We're not going to stay here long, just an inhale just to expand and open a bit more. Exhale, turn. Let's bring the hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose with the right foot lifted. If you can see me here, I'm just in plank. I lifted the right foot just a few inches off the floor. It's reaching, since the foot is free, it's reaching to the back wall, while the crown of the head is reaching to the front wall. From here, just move right into down dog. Just lift that right leg, and you'll be in down dog again. Right leg lifted. With an exhale, step right foot to the top of the mat. Here we're going to a high lunge, so left heel will remain lifted. Okay, that's it. All 10 toes will be pointing forward. Good. Now this certainly takes more balance since that back heel is not touching the ground. What you may need to do is find more center connection. Squeezing, yes, to inner thighs while you're in this lunge. Certainly belly, maybe even your arms. Okay. Okay. Breathe in. And exhale, hinge and fold. Let's bring the hands to the floor. Step back, plank. Finish the sequence as you like. Chaturanga. Into up dog. Downward facing dog. We'll just continue the flow. At your own pace, inhale, extend the left leg into the air, reach. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, back to our warrior one. Basic flow. Right heel turns to the floor. Find that balance. Then rise, reaching into the air. Exhale, opening to your second warrior. Make your adjustments. Even check in with your front foot and your knee. Okay. That's it. Side angle. You've got it. Reach forward, angled upper body, rotate here. And even your left arm, even if your hand is touching the floor and it doesn't have to touch the floor, just brace the arm against the inner leg and even give it a little nudge, like you're trying to move the leg and knee towards the windows or the left side of the room. Okay, breathe in right here. And our exhale will turn so we can bring hands to the floor, step back into plank, keeping left foot lifted this time. Strong straight line, energy through your crown, through that lifted left foot. Lift the left leg so it guides you into a downward facing dog again. Inhale right here. And exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. High lunge, right heel stays lifted, all 10 toes are pointing forward. There's still a shift to find balance so you can easily lift the hands away from the earth and reach into the air. Lunge low, reach high, hug to center. Yes. Good, getting that nice hip flexor stretch. We're breathing in. Exhale, hinge and fold, hands to the floor in front. Step back, plank pose. Come down if you like, chaturanga, or any sequence that fits you best right here. Good. Meeting in downward facing dog briefly. Okay, let's kneel down. Sit back into hero. Just get off the hands. Again, we're just going to sit off to the side, swing the legs around to the front. Let's just repeat staff pose. Maybe a little bit more warmed up. Let's see if we can take it a little bit further. Okay, but certainly not needing to force yourself to go any further. So long straight legs, do flex your feet, hands on the ground by your hips. Push, lift, roll shoulders back. Nice long neck, gaze forward. Breathe, and you want to feel like an energy moving through the straight legs, out through the heels of your feet, up through the torso, out through the crown of your head. Then we'll inhale to float the arms up into the sky. Exhale, hinge forward, and go ahead and bring the hands down. Okay, let them land on your legs. Inhale, keep extending through the spine at this new angle. Exhale, draw belly in. If you're able, maybe folding a little bit more. Now this time, feel free to lower the chin. Your back might round. Even feel free to put a little bend in the knees, okay? So that all those will encourage and assist the body to go a little deeper if you want to go a little deeper without compromising. Wherever you are, just be sure breath is supporting you, maybe even opening you a bit more, releasing and opening some tight spaces. Three more breaths in our seated forward fold. Extend the arms forward, reach forward, and inhale to rise back up to our L shape. Exhale, hands to your side, down to the floor. Relax. Here we'll just move right into boat. So you can just kind of lean back so the legs can lift. Nice extended spine. Same thing, you can hold on for the duration. Feet can be lifted, they can be on the floor. You might even free up the hands. All right, breathing in. And exhale, let's cross legs, maybe hands out front. Stepping back, plank pose. Okay, bring the knees to the floor. Once again, sit back into hero. Okay, if this is uncomfortable, you can just sit more naturally while I do a quick demo. So we're getting into the hamstrings a little bit. We're going to be doing a standing splits, okay, as one of our postures here, okay? So I'm going to go, I'm going to do my left leg since my left leg is not as flexible as my right. So I'm just going to kind of step into this. So I got my left foot on the floor, right leg extended back, fingertips on the floor. And I want to get an extended spine. The blocks are going to come in handy a little bit later, okay? But this is a way to help kind of lift so you can create a little bit more space in this little crease to get that spinal extension, okay? And this is also going to help us to then fold. So your head and heart will come down towards this leg while the other is just lifting into the air. Okay, so that's our standing splits. Okay? And we're just doing a variation of the pose because we're keeping the hands on the ground. A more dynamic posturing would bring one hand and then both hands or arms around behind the leg. Okay, but hands on the floor is fine. But this is how we'll get into the pose. Remember we did plank with the foot lifted. We're going to take it into a down dog, but as the leg is lifting, we're just going to walk our way into the splits, okay? And then we'll walk back out. So let's give that a shot right here. So let's return to a downward facing dog. Let's extend right leg into the sky, energetically reaching. Feel like it's still lifting up as you start to walk your hands towards your left foot. The heel should press into the floor. Okay, that's it. Okay, hold there for a moment. Really feel that extension through that lifted leg. Don't worry if the left leg is bent, if the knee is bent, that's fine. Okay, there you go, nice. And then walk your hands back out to the front of the mat. Let's go to a high lunge here. So right foot will come up to the top of the mat for high lunge. Left heel stays lifted. There you go. Rising up here. Inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold, hands back down to the mat. Just step back into down dog, both feet on the floor. Let's do the other side. So an inhale to extend left leg up. Feel it still lifting as you walk your hands back to your right foot. Heel comes to the floor. You want to feel like you're standing, okay? You just happen to be on one foot. That left leg reaching back, lifting upward. Yeah, you can play with this, maybe wrapping either the left arm or the right arm around and behind the standing leg if you'd like, just for a little challenge. That's it. That's our standing splits. And yes, then bring the hands out in front, walk them out to the front edge of your mat. Once you're there in down dog, left foot now steps up to the top of the mat. There's our high lunge. Right heel stays lifted, hug to center, hinge your way up, nice and tall, very strongly. Yeah. There it is. Breathe in. Good job. Exhale, fold. Hands to the floor. Step back, plank. This time, come down, Chaturanga Dandasana to complete that series. Up dog and downward facing dog. Alrighty. Now here, relax so that you can actually get your blocks. Okay, just come out of your pose, break pose. And get, if you got two blocks, I think if you got two blocks, just bring them up to the top of the mat, out in front of your mat, so they're just ready to go, okay? Because you might stack them or you might turn them higher, whatever you want to do, but they're ready to go. So let's do this together. So let's return to a down dog. Let's all come back to a down dog here. And we'll start with our right leg. We'll inhale, extend right leg up. Let's bring right foot to the top of the mat. Stay here in this runner's lunge, okay? You got those blocks out front. Just step your hands out onto those blocks, shifting weight into the right foot so the left leg can just float up into the air, okay? Now here you might want to stack some blocks, which is what I'm going to do on the right side, okay? So if I push into the blocks, really lifting myself up, okay, to help extend spine. Remember, we're trying to create a little space between, in that crease between the leg and the torso. So you really extend. All right, let's pay attention to the lifted left leg. You're going to flex the left foot, and then lift it. Lift the leg, and it starts to open you up sideways towards the left side of the room. Okay? Now, this is where that right foot that's on the floor, if the toes are pointing directly forward and you can open up, fine. But if you need to, kind of spin or turn the right foot, okay, inward, okay, that's it. And see if that allows the body just to really open here. There's your half moon. Just making sure the left foot stays flexed, that it energizes the legs, the lifted leg. Inhale right where you are. Exhale, let's turn. Bring the left hand down to the floor or blocks. We're going to square out the hips. Bend the left knee, bring it in towards chest or chin, rounding the spine like you're doing cat pose. And then bring the foot to the floor. You might even slide the blocks over to the other side. Let's take a spinal extension, monkey. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor. Let's step back into plank. And we'll just take a shortcut to down dog. And we're ready for the other side. So an inhale to extend the left leg into the air and left foot to the top of the mat. Stay there in this runner's lunge. Right there. Blocks are ready to go. So we're just shifting the hands out to the blocks, so you're shifting weight into the left foot so the right leg can start to float up into the sky. Turn your blocks up higher if you want to give yourself a bit of a lift to help you extend through the torso. Okay, nice and long here. Now we'll flex the right foot, lifting it up into the air, starting to turn sideways, and perhaps before you turn really open, you might want to kind of flip or spin the left foot inward a little bit. Let's see if that helps with this opening up sideways sensation into half moon. Good. Yes. Nice job. Okay. Let's breathe in. Exhale. Let's turn to bring the right hand back down to the floor or blocks. Square out the hips. Bend the right knee. Bring it in towards your chest or chin, the rounded spines like cat pose, and set the foot down next to the other. Good. Then a weight shift into your heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come up to standing, reach up into the sky. Exhale, bring your arms down to your side. Okay, shake it loose. All righty. Okay. So our first part of the sequence is going to start in our tree pose balance. Okay. I'm going to move my blocks over to my right side. Just watch this for a quick second. So we're going to start in tree, but it's going to turn into half moon. I'm going to swing my left foot forward, lifting this left knee, bending the right knee, and basically diving forward. Okay, I'm going to catch this block with my right hand as the left leg extends and opening up. Okay, so we're going from tree right into another balancing posture. We'll step down into a warrior two. Okay, let's try that. So blocks maybe on the right side there. Mountain pose, balance on 2 feet. Okay. Starting to shift weight into right foot, nice and tall. Core connection. We're floating the left foot up, swing the knee out to the side, placing foot on the inside of the standing leg. Good. And extend the arms up into the air. Reach, lift. Find your center. Drishti. Not here long, okay? Let's keep the arms way up there. Swing left knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. You might want to bend the right knee, okay? So we can dive, like you're doing a forward fold. You're swinging on one foot. Catch the blocks, okay? And once you've got the blocks, extend that left leg back. Flex the foot, lift. Even adjust the standing foot if you need to. Okay? You're going to step back and down into a warrior two. So left foot down behind you, until you're in a warrior two position. Right there. Let's go ahead and reverse the warrior, taking right hand up into the air. Good. We're in a windmill. Bring the hands down to the floor. Step back, plank, right foot lifted. Right foot lifted. Okay. You can do a partial push-up here, meaning bend the elbows a little, like you're going to go down, but then push away from the floor and take the right leg up into the sky. Down dog. Okay? And we're going to step right foot to the top of the mat. Stay there, runner's lunge. Step the left foot to the top of the mat. You'll be in a forward fold. Reverse your swan dive. Come to standing. Reaching into the air. Exhale, arms to your side. Okay? All right, we're just going to do the other side. If you need to, you can shift your blocks to the other side. So it starts with tree pose. And we extend back into half moon. Weight shift into the left foot. Root, feel tall. Core connection, floating right foot up. We'll swing it out, plug it in. Right there. Arms can shoot up into the sky. Well done. Good. Let's keep the arms extended. We're going to swing the right knee forward, lifting knee with the flexed foot. You might bend the left knee a little. So you take your dive down to the blocks. Catch the blocks with your left hand. Okay, or the floor, and extend the right leg back, flex the foot, and you start to open up sideways. This is your half moon. Adjust the standing foot if need be. There you go. Yes. Okay. Now to step down into warrior two, bend that left knee, the leg you're standing on, bend the knee so you can step down the back end of your mat, warrior two style, right there, warrior two, and we'll reverse the warrior, reaching high here. We're in a windmill. Bring the hands down to the floor in front. Step back. Plank. Left foot lifted. Let's do the same thing. Partial push-up. Little bend of elbows. Push away. Down dog. Left leg in the air. And then left foot to the top of the mat. Runner's lunge. Stay there. Right foot to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Spinal extension. Monkey. Exhale. Fold. Let's hold this fold for just a couple breaths. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Let's hold extended mountain, reaching into the sky. Get that nice lengthening all the way through the spine, down through the legs. Breathe in. Exhale, arms to your side. Okay? Shake it out. Rest. Okay? We're going to repeat that, but we're going to add on. So the add-ons now. Okay? So we made it back to our warrior. We're going to reverse it. We're going to take it down to our plank. Okay? Partial push-up to down dog. This is where we're going to take it to standing splits. Okay, right there. Then walk right back out. Right foot to the top of the mat. We are going to float up. Okay. We're going to do another balance. Just going to come here. We're not going to open it up. Okay. So a variation of warrior three. Okay, so hands can come to the floor or blocks for your warrior three, or fly out, arms extended out front for your warrior three. Okay, and then we'll come to our standing pose so we can do the other side. Okay? All right, so blocks can be to the right there, ready for your half moon. Mountain pose, starting with tree, shifting weight into right foot, feel tall. Core connected, floating left foot up, swing it out. Place it on the inside, floating the arms up. Good reach. Feel that extension. Let's go ahead and swing that left knee forward, lift knee, flexed foot, bend the right knee so we can take our dive. Right hand catches the stacked blocks, extending left leg back behind you, flex the foot, lift and open sideways, half moon. Warrior two, bend the right knee. So you can bring the left foot down behind you, warrior two. Reverse your warrior, right hand reaching up, maybe slightly behind. We're in a windmill, bring the hands to the floor, step back, plank, right foot lifted in plank. Our partial push-up to down dog. As that leg is lifting, walk your hands to the left foot. Make sure the heel comes all the way down to the floor, so the right leg can extend into the sky, standing splits. Walk your hands out front again. Right foot returns to the top of the mat. We're going to a high lunge here. We're going to fly into our warrior three. Now you can take warrior three, which is here, okay, or use the floor or blocks for the balance. We're just not opening it up like half moon, that's all. Then we're standing up. Returning to mountain pose. Shake that out if you need to. That's our sequence. Okay? Start shifting weight into left foot. When you're ready, root down, feel tall, core connection. Floating right foot up, swing it out, plug it in. Reaching into the air, both arms. Nice. Good extension. Keep the arms reaching. Right knee swings forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. Bend the left knee, take your dive, catch the block with the left hand. Kick that right leg back, flex the foot, open up half moon. Adjust the standing foot as needed. There it is. If you need to, bend the left knee so you can step the right foot down behind you, warrior two style. Reverse your warrior, left arm floats up, reach into the sky or behind you. We're in a windmill, so we can bring the hands to the floor in front. Step back, plank pose, left foot lifted. Here's our partial push-up to down dog into standing splits. So you just start walking the hands towards the right foot until the heel is on the floor. Fingertips can stay on the floor. Long spine, head dipping downward, left foot reaching up and back. Let's walk the hands forward again to the top of the mat into down dog. Left foot returns to the top for a high lunge. So we're floating up into the lunge. And then you can fly away into a warrior three. Free hands or bring hands to the ground or blocks. We're standing. So hinge your way up, right foot down, maybe both arms up into the air. You can relax the arms to your side. And there's our balance challenge. Take a breath. Good. Let's inhale, sweep the arms into the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, monkey pose, re-extending the spine. Exhale, fold and bend, hands to the floor. Walk, step, or hop, both feet back, plank, come down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Yes, good. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, we're sitting down again, so you can hop forward, cross your legs to take a seat, or kneel down to take a seat. Make sure you're sitting in the center of your mat. Go ahead and roll onto your back. Just catch the knees, bring them in. Use some motion here. Let's do another back bend. Just another bridge pose. You can do any back bend here, but you can just repeat bridge if you want. Plant the feet into the ground. Inhale to fill up lungs. Exhale, release. The breath and hips can rise. Again, this could be a full wheel pose if you want. You can even do fish pose. Excellent. Just 3 more breaths. That's it. Good, Ben. And carefully, slowly making your way back down to the earth from your back bend. Let's go ahead and extend the entire body. Once you've made it back down to the earth, extend the legs out front, reach your arms behind you, reach, lengthen, stretch. That's it. Okay, then you're going to hug the right knee into chest. Just catch the shin or knee in your hands. Hold that for a moment. Just hug it in. Yeah, you can add some movement there. But we're going to extend the leg. Just extend the leg up into the air. Just hold on to the back of the leg with folded fingers, perhaps. It's okay if the knee needs to bend, or you do bend it. Okay. Just a nice extension, reaching through the heel of the foot, or the balls of the foot, or pointed toes. Okay, maybe you're drawing the leg down towards your body, okay, or reaching your toes towards that back wall. Yeah. Okay. One more breath. That's okay. Soften that up, and let's change this to a half happy baby pose. It's just happy baby. We're just going to do one leg. Yeah, so you're going to bend the knee. The knee kind of swings out at an angle there, holding onto the sole of the foot if you're able, or just the ankle. A gentle press downward. There you go. There's our hip opener. Check in with breathing. We did a dynamic flow there. So maybe breath is coming back to neutral. Take one more breath. Okay, and then you can release this leg, extend it back out onto the floor. Out front, both legs, maybe reaching both arms behind you if you want again. Kind of think of this as extended mountain pose when you're standing and taking the arms up into the sky. It realigns as well as lengthens. And we'll draw the left knee in, catch it in your hands. Draw it in for a little stretch. And then you can extend the leg into the air when you're ready. Again, just holding on to the back of the leg. Knee can be bent, leg can be straight. Don't worry if the foot isn't reaching directly up towards the ceiling. Maybe it's kind of forward. Okay. Some deep breathing, so maybe you can find and feel a little bit more extension through the hamstring here. We're taking another breath. We'll transition here to our half happy baby pose. Bending that knee kind of swings out to the side naturally for the hip opener. And as you're able, holding onto the bottom of the foot or the ankle. Nice. Excellent. Another breath. Then you can soften and then hug both knees into chest. You release that foot and just bring in that other knee. Hug in both knees. Some movement here as well. We can take our twist. So you might start by taking knees over to the left side of the room while your right arm extends to the right for a spinal twist. Knees to the left. Excellent. Nice. 2 more breaths here on this first side. Whenever you feel ready, taking your time to return to center. You might even pause in center as a moment of realignment. And then you can take the knees over to the other side, completing your spinal twist. Excellent. 2 more breaths. When you're ready, returning to center, perhaps one more hug of the knees in towards your body, then extend your legs straight out in front of you so you can relax in Shavasana or any other restorative position. And of course, certainly welcome to take any other movements or poses to help complete your practice, and then eventually making your way to a restful place, relaxing, releasing, just settling into meditation. Stay right where you are. Just continue to be aware of your breath. Return to the awareness of your breath. This time, as you're noticing your breathing, slow, steady breaths. Count out 5 breaths to yourself. Beginning to feel movement return to your body. At first, they might just be subtle movements, gentle. After your 5th breath, moving slowly as possible, just roll onto either side of your body, just moving into a nurturing pose. You can hold here for a moment. And continue to move in slow motion if you're still lying down. And guide your way up to seated. Sitting up tall and proud, nice lengthened spine. Your arms might just be relaxed down by your side. Hands can relax in your lap, or you can bring hands to heart center. A moment to contemplate your practice or challenging balancing work today, and how you might be able to take that into the rest of your day. Take one more breath in and out. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste.